Yo, what's good guys, Seren here and welcome back to another Chaos Zero Nightmare video. And believe it or not, I'm already done grinding for Sereniel. There is another deck that I wanna try out, but this one is by far the most perfect deck that I've gotten in such a low amount of runs. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown on how she works and the deck that I'm gonna be showcasing. So the base play of how you can play her is just get as much homing laser as possible, because I mentioned it on stream, so whoever is not on my stream earlier, this card is the main key card that you need to use or abuse to get yourself maximum damage possible in one single turn. Now, let's just say, as long as you have multiple copies of homing laser, you are pretty much good to go, okay? The other cards pale in comparison to how much you can have. It doesn't have to be this card, okay? You can have duped shining cores and then create homing lasers as much as you want. But I have another idea for shining core, which again I'll cover it right now. Now let's talk about her epiphany cards first. Ideally, what you want on, okay, let's go through one by one. So homing laser, you would want to have this one. 3 afterglow is ridiculous, although it just one increase from the base value, but this is in fact very good as well, so you get an extra afterglow. Or if you don't want that, you can have this one as well. Move all homing laser L's in graveyard to hand. However, you won't be able to get these back when they are ravaged or enemies are ravaged. That's one downside. I would suggest this one more than this other one as well, but either way it works well. Now, moving on to Plasma Missile, not much can be said about this particular one. Either the first one or the fourth one is my recommendation. And as for the 2, 3, and 5, okay, there are a bunch of downsides. Now, the second epiphany right here, it says plus 60% damage amount for each decreased tenacity of the target. Now, you are losing extra damage from Sereniel when you are not the person that is doing tenacity damage, because there are not a lot of combatants that specializes on doing tenacity damage, which means you are gonna lose a bunch of tenacity damage done by Sereniel herself. The only way you can do tenacity damage on other combatants is by getting the neutral card. I forgot the name, but there is one card that allows you to deal tenacity damage directly. Or Selena. Selena is one of the other combatants too. But you do want to utilize this one to activate one more time. So let's say if you cannot ravage the enemies one time, she will do it the second time. This is a very good card to have because it's just very good. I'll show you in the showcase video later and you'll know why. Now the fourth epiphany, create 3 homing laser L's in draw pile. This one is also good in a sense of maximizing your creation. However, you are losing tenacity damage. That's one thing to concern if you're gonna go with this card as well. The third epiphany, 2 instinct weakness plus 60% damage off 2 homing lasers for 1 turn. This one, in general, I think it's a meh epiphany, so you don't have to go for this one. As for the fifth one, it will turn it into an upgrade unique card. So at the end of turn, 50% damage to random enemy, plus 30% damage amount for each homing laser move into hand for 1 turn. Not the important part. I would mainly suggest the first and the fourth, if choose whichever you want. And Shining Core. This one is the most insane card I've seen so far. Alright, now the main selling point of this card is the first, the third. Okay, there's also a special upgrade card. This fifth is probably one of the insane ones out there as well. You can select and create 1 homing laser with your own distinct epiphanies. Now this one is not exhaustible homing lasers. That means if you manage to copy this one, you can in fact create multiple homing lasers without wasting your faint memory space, which is absolutely insane. So you can create one with this one and you can create one with this, so you can essentially have both epiphanies on your hand, which is a very good epiphany. Now this particular card has a lot of good epiphanies. Like the first one, you create 3 homing lasers, which is very nice, and the best one in my opinion is the middle one. Create 2 homing laser L's, and on ravage create another 2. Basically you can create 4. Now keep in mind, this is not a 1 turn thing. This is every time you ravage an enemy, you can create 2 more homing lasers. What's the best part is this one is Outbreak of War, so you can get it immediately off the bat right when you start a battle. Insanely good. So personally I would recommend this as the first priority. Second priority as create 3 homing lasers. You can go for this one as well, extend the exhaust cards by 2 as well, or you can go for the 5th one. The 4th one is a bit controversial because you are using all your AP to create homing laser Ls and not really worth it. So every epiphany is good except for the 4th one. I would suggest avoid this one. You can go for the others. This one is first priority. And then moving on to Cobalt Light, there's only 2 that I will go for, which is the 3rd epiphany and 4th epiphany. 4th epiphany, good to mention, is because you are basically making it behave like Malian's Rising Dragon Spire card, because for every homing laser in hand, you are gonna get extra hit from this card. And I'll show you a screenshot on your screen right now. You'll see what I mean. Look at this abundant amount. This is one of the decks. This is the deck. Sorry, not one of the. This is the deck that I want to showcase in a bit. I hope you guys stay tuned for that because it's gonna be an insane. Now the second one, the Cobalt Light. This one, I would always go for low AP ones because in general, they are the ones that has the most beneficial ones as well, alongside with thinning down your AP consumption per turn. Now this epiphany in particular, you get 1 homing laser for each target, which means if there's like 4 enemies on the field, and this card hits all 4 of them at least one time, then yeah, you can create 1 more. It doesn't have to be multiple enemies. Like, it's just good in general because you are doing 4 times the damage to 1 enemy if there's only 1 enemy on the field anyway. So there's nothing too shabby regarding this. You are getting the same amount of damage done with 1 less AP, and you can create 1 homing laser as well. So this is definitely a good one to get as well. The final deal is the 3rd epiphany and 4th epiphany. Don't look at other ones, just take a look at these 2. And personal opinion, by the way, so you can like tell me your opinions regarding the epiphanies that I said. Do you agree with it or not? So yeah, let me know in the comments below. And nothing for Pale Shooting Star because it is her unique card. Now partners, the best in slot has to be Pekko, no one else. The other substitution you can use is, what's her name? Karate or Yuri. So these 2 are the only ones that you can use for her case. However, you cannot use Kiara because of course bullet, and then a card is also bullet based. You cannot really use these 2. You can only use these 2 as your sub F2P options. Anything other than that, it's just gonna be Pekko. The buff she gives is just way too good. Let me explain why. On top of the permanent 8% extra damage, goes up to 16. And whenever assigned combatant cards moves from the graveyard, gain 1 repairs complete. And this one does not remove a stack. It does not say it limits to 1 turn. Maybe it's 1 turn per turn, but they didn't mention it. But if it isn't, it's permanent 30% extra damage, and also a permanent 15% damage against ravaged targets. And another permanent thing is her ego skill. This is probably the most unique skill that I've seen, because this skill is permanent and lasts through 1 battle. Whenever an ally inflicts ravage, okay, now keep in mind, I discussed this with some of the other content creators before. We are like debating whether it's actually only an ally or Sereniel herself. Now after testing it in my stream earlier, you can actually inflict or grant yourself overclock if Sereniel is the one that's ravaging. So it does work on Sereniel. It doesn't have to be anybody else besides Sereniel. Everyone can do it. As long as they are the person that ravages the enemy, it will work. So Sereniel will get, on top of that, 25% extra crit chance. Overclock basically is this. So you get 25% crit chance for 1 turn. This is the only thing that limits to a turn. Regardless, it's a permanent active skill, which is insane. Her potential nodes, important things as follows, okay? I'm sorry if I'm stuttering so much, guys. This one is, well, basic card proficiency. I mean, pretty much everyone will activate this regardless. And unique card is the priority you need to upgrade, because in my save data later, I'll show you in a bit, I do not have any of the basic cards left, so I prioritize this one. And then this one, unique stat. It gives you 10% extra damage to a homing laser whenever you have 30% extra crit chance, or base value of 30%. You don't have to go for 60, it just adds a little 5%, but you can in fact go for it if you want to sacrifice a bit of attack percentage. So the focus is going to be maxing out your unique card and get to this tile, and then maxing out your crit chance proficiency. I will do this later down the line because, well, I'm going to showcase her at the bare base minimum, and then you'll see she's still strong AF. Okay, now here are her memory fragments. 4-piece of the new set, Judgment Flames and Blackwing. I recommend Blackwing because ideally you want to have more damage compared to crit damage, because crit damage is not the important thing here. You want her to deal as much damage as possible regardless of crit, okay? Because her 4-piece set is already a 50% damage amount to her own cards, okay? Because instinct cards, right? And not only that, on top of it, okay, one of her, which one was it? I'm trying to think here. Oh yeah, that's right. One of her passives, okay, so there is another passive where, right here, Afterglow. So Afterglow basically adds another 50% damage amount if in a Ravage state. So which means, on top of the Judgment Flames, you're gonna get 100% extra damage whenever you use instinct cards against Ravage targets. It's insane, okay? And then substat to focus is of course crit chance. This is gonna be your main priority, and then attack second, crit damage the third. I could have done better when it comes to getting more attack, but we just worked with what we had. These two are definitely improvable because there's a lot of dead stats right on this one particularly, and this one is decent, not that bad. So I'm probably just gonna change this off for another piece if I ever find a better one. And Manifest Ego. Probably the only thing that I would say is most of our egos are actually good. The showcase is gonna be at E0. I'm not gonna use it yet. I will upgrade her to E1, or if I get lucky, E2. But the main point is her ego manifestations are very strong. And for F2Ps or small spenders out there, I would recommend go up until second one. If you can go a bit further, you can go up to third. And whales, of course, you can just go up to 6 because there's no downside to extra damage based off of tenacity health. So yeah, so 1 to 3 is the line or border for F2Ps and small spenders. Now, here comes the juicy part. This save data is absolutely insane, and I just got it on my second run of me trying to find her deck, and this is what I mean, okay? Now, homing laser, I got lucky with being able to copy this because every time I ravage the boss or enemies, you are able to move them back to your hand. And look, what's more, okay? This is the card I'm telling you. This base is also on ravage, move from graveyard to hand. When you create this card, this is the base effect. So whenever you ravage an enemy, and not only you are creating 2 extra homing lasers, you are moving all the ones that existed back to your hand. This is absolutely insane. And yes, the screenshot earlier you saw is part of the cost for this upgrade card. And what's even better is I got a Divine Epiphany that makes it cost 0, which is diabolical rarity on this one. And I got the 2 cost earlier I mentioned. This one is also very good. Nothing changes here. And I got this one, 1 tenacity damage. If the target has not been ravaged, activate 1 more time. Pretty straightforward, and 3 homing lasers. Now, as far as things go, this is probably the best outcome that I could have gotten in such a short amount of time. So I'm not gonna delay any further. We're gonna get straight into the showcase. Now, I am planning to do Basin live on stream after this video is uploaded. So I'm pretty much will still be streaming when this video is uploaded. So yeah, drop by if you want to watch it. And yeah, enjoy the showcase.
殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅。撃ちましょう。このベロニカには夢が。ターゲットロック。コバルトライト。いい風だな。決断を壊滅させます。落ち着いて。キラネは黄昏の影。撃ちましょうか。集中集中。これこそが箱舟守護局の技術力だ。狙います。殲滅殲滅殲滅。決断殲滅。深い暗闇へ。コバルトウィ殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅。狙います。切らねば。落ち着集中。はい。うちもはっ行きましょう。コバルト。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅。あの動きは大きいのが来る。決断を狙います。殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅。コアルスキー強。これでいいですよね。コバルトウィング待機中。狙います。対象を集中攻撃します。コバルトはっ集中。狙います。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅。切らねば。この力を使ってでも。コバルト殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅。決断を。はっ。切らねば。滅せよ。私の支援は箱舟を。溢れ出せ。急速チャージシステム準備できました。力になってみせます。元気が出ましたか。落ち着頑張ってください。集中狙います。いや確認します。撃ちましょう。集中。コバルトウィング待機中。殲滅殲滅。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅集中。狙います。殲滅。落ち着い。いい香りでしょ。うちも頭上に注意してください。落ち着い。痛いのは嫌です。慎重。いきます。コバルトウィン。対象を集中攻撃します。狙います。ターゲットロック。コバルトライト。コアルスキー強。コバルトウィン。殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅殲滅。撃ちましょう。落ち着。このベロニカには夢があるんです。撃ちましょう。はっ。落ち着。準備できます。気をつけて。狙います。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅 やー、慎重に確認します。準備でき、下がってください。手伝います。皆さん気をつけて。慎重に。準備できました。撃ちましょう。頑張ってください。コバルトビはっはっ、落ち着く。集中。慎重。元気が出ましたか。狙います。殲滅。コバルトビ殲滅。撃ちましょう。準備できました。集中。狙います。落ち着く。あれ、防げと。撃ちましょう。集中。慎重。落ち着いて。せーの、準備完了。いきましょう。対象を集中攻撃します。準備できます。手伝います。コバルトウィング殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。コバルトウィング最大出力。すべて攻撃します。狙います。殲滅。殲滅。撃ちます。コバルトウィング。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅。確認します。ターゲットロック。コバルトライト。見事な攻撃でしたわ。強敵ですわね。注意した方が良いでしょう。慎重に。狙います。ターゲットロック。コバルトライト。急速チャージシステム。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。準備。元気が出ましたか。溢れ出せ。撃ちましょうか。集中。慎重に。殲滅。力になってみせます。落ち着か。痛いのは嫌です。撃ちましょうか。このベロニカには夢。大きいのが来る。コバルト殲滅。壊れスピーカー。これでいいですよね。エランテの力お見せしますわ。狙います。落ち着く。集中。コバルトウィング待機中。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅。準備できま。元気が出ましたか。狙います。対象を集中攻撃します。殲滅。はあ。コバルトウィング待機中。殲滅。狙い殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。手伝います。下がってください。撃ちます。頑張ってください。準備で確認します。元気が出ましたか。準備できました。役に立ちましたか。落ち着集中。元気が出ましたか。撃ちましょう。壊れスピーカー。これでいいですよね。コバルトターゲットロック。コバルトライト。はっ。殲滅。狙います。殲滅。落ち着く。コバルト殲滅。狙います。対象を集中攻撃。対象を集中攻撃します。 コバルトウィング待機中。狙います。殲滅。コバルト女敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅。狙います。コバルトウィング殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。準備できます。手伝います。せーの、準備開始します。慎重に。力になってみせます。打ちましょう。集中。準備できました。元気が出ましたか。狙います。殲滅。落ち着いきましょう。コバルトウィング殲滅。撃ちます。撃ちましょう。頑張ってください。狙います。はっやー落ち着く。コバルトターゲットロック。コバルトライト。狙います。殲滅。撃ちましょう。コバルト殲滅。殲滅。落ち集中。撃ちましょう。元気が出ましたか。元気が出ましたか。手伝います。対象を集中攻撃。対象を集中攻撃します。準備できます。私が守ります。狙い殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。撃ちます。確認します。コアルスピーキャー。これでいいですよね。コバルト女敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅。狙います。殲滅。落ち着いて。いい香りでしょ。コバルトウィング最大出力。すべて攻撃します。コバルト殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。狙います。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。殲滅。撃ちましょう。あれ防げと。撃ちます。コバルトターゲットロック。コバルトライト。はい。私の支援が役に立ちませんです。
And welcome back. Thanks for watching the showcase. I hope you enjoyed the little show that Sereniel put up. And technically before I couldn't clear Sweet Dreams difficulty 9 because I didn't get lucky with Maylin's deck and Sereniel just absolutely demolished. And I apologize if you see a bunch of disconnections because the Ethernet is bugging for me for some reason. It just keep disconnecting and connecting again. So don't worry, it's not the game's fault, it's probably on my side. But regardless, I hope that showed you the true power of this save data, and it's ridiculous. So yeah, hopefully you guys are gonna be lucky with grinding her deck, and let me know how you guys are gonna be planning on building her down in the commentary below. And by the time you finish watching this video, I should still be streaming, so be sure to drop by and ask me anything you want to ask. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this Sereniel guide video. So let me know if you want to see more of the Sereniel showcase. I'll be sure to make them with other teams. And yeah, thanks for watching. My name's Aaron. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in my next video.